YouTube, what's going on? HeirofCarthage back. Yes, I took the weekend off just to spend a little time with the family and get some rest. I had been hitting it really hard from an upload standpoint. No regrets, by the way. It was fantastic. And it did... I always have this, like, pain inside where I'm like, no, I'm not uploading, and it makes me feel worthless. And that's all the more reason why I took the weekend off, because I don't need to feel that way. And it's good for me to take a break every now and then. That way, you know, I make sure that I'm rested and ready to keep doing my best at everything I need to do on here for you. So we're going to pick it right back up with the WARGROVES of WOE. Guess what, folks? I know, big surprise coming here, big surprise. Draika is still angry, okay? And she wants to cause everybody a lot of woe. No, hey, some good news out there, by the way. A lot of the mods are being updated as we go. So I did start to splice in a few mods with this campaign. I have a 60 skill point mod, just because I like having the ability to fully flesh out a lord or character. I'm using a movement range bonus when you're in your home regions, like you get an extra 10% campaign movement in your home region. I'm using an AI mod that makes the AI recruit better, like picks a better variety of units so you don't end up with, like, you know, dread spear stacks and zombie stacks and stuff like that. I've got another mod that takes away the great power penalty because it's stupid. And then I have another mod that doesn't give you an extra penalty per army where that percentage just keeps going up on upkeep, preventing the player from being able to field the same number of armies as the AI. So I got rid of those. I'm also going to go ahead and take the battle difficulty, because we've played the first few turns here. I'm going to take the battle difficulty, which I believe is here, and I'm going to turn it up to hard. And we're already on a very hard campaign, and I'm going to turn this up to hard, just because our troops are a little better now. I'll probably leave it at hard. If it gets... again, like even super easy with what we've got here, I might turn up to very hard. The main reason why I don't like going to very hard, and I may find a mod for this, honestly, is that it turns the leadership up way too high and the melee defense too high on some of the units, and so then it just breaks the immersion because all of your melee infantry units become useless. The AI units all become completely unroutable, and there's no real penalty to the AI for losing its general, like all that other kind of stuff, because the leadership's just too high. So let's try this, see if it balances in a little bit better. So I don't mind having some challenge on the battle map at all. I mostly did the settings the way I did because it doesn't break the immersion that you experience in the game. Meaning, when a unit of Dryads goes up against a unit of Empire Swordsmen, the Dryads summarily destroy the Empire Swordsmen, because they should. Versus when you put it on very hard, and that same unit of Dryads gets owned by the Swordsmen because the Swordsmen will not rout, and their melee defense is through the roof. So yeah, anyway, that is kind of the reasoning behind those settings, which I've explained before. I am going to be taking comments again today. I'm going to start at the top and take the couple that were the most upvoted, and then I'm going to flip down to the bottom of the comments to those that came in first. And that way I can try and cover a better spread of comments every time, and it's not just me reading them, you know, from top to bottom in order on YouTube. A lot of my army is Vanguard. I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of that, which is actually the top comment here. Henry Smet says, he's quoting me, he says, "Air, I wish my army could Vanguard deploy." And then he says, "Army comprised of 90% Vanguard troops." Am I a joke to you? I want my Zotes up here too. I feel like this should be a thing for Draika. It's a thing for other lords. I think there is a lord. Isn't there a lord we can beat and pick up their Pokemon ability that gives us that? I want to say there is, but I could be wrong. Oh my gosh, man. The front of our army is going to be brutal. It's going to be... it's going to be 4 Malevolent Treekin, 2 Malevolent Treemen, and Draika body blocking all of these Dryads. So yeah, they're gonna get a little ugly for whoever's in front of us. There's basically, they can't charge through my tree spirit units. They're just too powerful. So that is the idea with them, at least. Alright, here we go. Start the battle. Let's get in these vampires' face really quickly. I'm gonna just get straight into these bats. And let's start working this flank, and let's get my Zotes up here. Zotsies! Alright, got the bats. Let's move these units up because they need some orders. spiders around here. Alright, Bats is gone. Let's go swarm the vampire. And let's get Drika, who is actually taking a bit of a savaging right now from someone. Okay. Okay, let's get some more support in here. Attack from behind. Let's get our hawks up out of there. Perfect. Use this ability. Should be able to get our summon ready to go quicker. I don't know what's going on back here, but if you all could take out Strigoi, please. Let's get our Zotes over here. They ought to crush the Strigoi pretty easily. Throw some heals up here. Down here. Drika, get her second summon up. And I need just a little bit more magic to throw another pendulum. But we are in good shape. Alright, took out a corpse cart. Oh, I got units sitting out here. Air! Air, please! Alright, good. Crunch this flank. Start wrapping it up. Lady Malevolence here. Not a whole lot of great spots left to use this. I'll just use it right here. Get some pendulum action through there. Vampiric leadership is about to be gone. Finish this guy. A little bit overkill what I'm doing to Strigoi, but you know, we made it work. Yeah, that battle difficulty felt okay. Battle lasted a little longer. It was tougher. We took a little more damage, but nothing was obscene. That works. That works. Let's take another comment here. Nyx, three days ago, says, the malevolent Lorax, he speaks for the trees, trespass in his woods, and he'll break your knees. If you're in the heathlands, you better beware. The Lorax will mulch you more fertilizer for air. Now, that is some beautiful prose, sir. That is just absolutely lovely prose, and I, for one, appreciate it. And, you know, I'm an engineer. I don't much go for prose and writing and all that artsy stuff, but if it was like this, I would find myself much more into it. Thank you, Nick. That was fantastic. Oh boy, here we go. Hero Aaron there. Here says at 8:43, Air said tree reinforced. Me, I think you mean tree enforced. That is correct. We need to remember that from now on, that whenever one of our armies comes in as reinforcements, it is not reinforcements, it is tree enforcements, folks. Tree enforcements. Alright, let's take Estion. Fun little battle there. That was enjoyable. Got the Hawkeyes of Drakira available to us. Though this army, at present, doesn't contain any pointy ears. Do I long-term want to maintain settlements here? I don't really feel like I do. Yeah. I mean, who's gonna trade with me? And I don't plan on making a lot of agreements with people. I'm Drika. I'm angry. I don't usually do that type of thing. We might want some more malevolent dryads, though. That could be a thing, and then we don't have to go very far back or use global recruitment. So let's do that. Let's see, armor piercing for dryads and treekin, and then we have Darkheart here, which is going to further buff all of our units. Nature's Vengeance, charge bonus for dryads and Krias, and Roused to Wrath ability gains increased range, and the summon dryads. No, oh my goodness, they don't degrade. Yoink. Yeah, we're doing that. We are doing that. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. All right, let's get Foe Seeker there. Vampires definitely paying a hefty price for their invasion of the Griffinwood and its heathlands. So that's exactly what I want, by the way. Senshi Bat says her bark is the worst bite. I love it, Senshi. her fallen or sold recycled to spy on Manthe. Hey, that's a good point. Maybe that lumber trade is just a con job, right? Maybe Draika is trading like some somewhat traitorous treekin, you know, ones that used to serve the pointy ears, and she cuts them down, turns them into lumber, and sells it to men. But little do they know that it is poor quality lumber and will just lead to all kinds of structural instabilities. So that, you know, now it makes sense. Senshi, you've opened my eyes once again. So that, well done. It's fantastic. All right. This is why I activated that mod that I did, so that we wouldn't get this. I put that mod on there that gets better recruitment from the AI. Obviously, it wasn't in place when Manfred recruited this one. And I don't know how long it takes for that mod to really go into use, or if it will go into use on a save game, I don't know. But yeah, this is why. That's a bunch of skeleton spam, folks. That's a bunch of trashy skeleton spam. So let's see, Griffin Wood. The Griffin Wood. We do need an Azray Forge, so I'm gonna go ahead and build that. I'm gonna hold off on anything else until I get the Azray Forge complete. We can't build this until we do the Ritual Rebirth, which does give us Malevolent Treekin. I think we can recruit them somewhere else, but you get extra garrison with this as well, which is, and it says enables Awakened Forest attrition, makes you immune to vampiric attrition. Ooh, that could be pretty sweet. Would have been nice to have that already, dare I say. All right, let's see. Let's get things done here. Let's hit the next comment. Friend to Troll says, not sure if you've done this in other Wood Elf campaigns, but could you briefly mouse over the various amber techs? It'd be nice to see what sort of things you can get in the future. All in all, having fun watching you, even if you sometimes forget units and such. We're all human. I don't think I can demand perfection. Well, I appreciate you not demanding perfection. And it's also good because I can't give it to you. But thank you. Yeah, I'll go mouse over the amber tech real quick, and we'll see what's useful. It obviously varies. The tech doesn't change for Draika, unfortunately, though I can kind of see why CA doesn't want to spend the time to do that. I don't know how that plays into all the game files and stuff. We already have Wisdom of the Pine, which takes away upkeep for all of our tree units, which makes a lot of sense. You've got Wisdom of the Willow, which will give us missile resistance and casualty replenishment. You know, so also very nice for our particular faction. Wisdom of Ash is really all about ammunition and diplomacy, which could be good for this faction if we recruit some Wood Elf archers. Right now we don't have any. Wisdom of Wildwood could be very nice for us, because it's going to give a lot of physical resistance to those forest units. So that's probably one I'm going to pursue. It also gives a passive spite ability for malicious treemen units, which is going to be pretty nice. It's a constant damage. So really, really cool stuff there. We got Wisdom of the Poplar, which is just extra growth, which could be good for any faction using it. Wisdom of the Yew. So this gives the Yewberry infusion to treekin and tree men, which basically gives them poison, which is really cool. So again, this is another one we'd want to pursue. As of now, my biggest concerns are getting to Wisdom of the Wildwood and Wisdom of the Yew. We've got Wisdom of Adivok here, or however you say that, which gives Stalk and Death Blow for Dryads and Treekin, which is also huge, so this is probably another one we're going to pursue. We've got Wisdom of the Oak, which gives you more income from settlements, and Expert Charge Defense and Eternal Guard. Now, this in and of itself could be quite good if you're a Wood Elf faction and you're using Eternal Guard late into the game. It'll make them very useful when they're braced. We have Wisdom of the Ancients, which is going to give an extra bound spell to treemen. Wisdom of the Cypress, which is a vigor reduction for melee infantry and fire resistance for those units who are vulnerable to it. So pretty cool stuff. There is a lot of things in here, obviously, that are going to be quite good for Draika and her faction. Things that we should most assuredly keep an eye on. I really want to lure Manfred over here. I'm going to take some attrition by doing this, but I'm going to set a Masterful Ambush, and we're going to see if we can lure old Manfred over to Eschen and kill him outside of Castle Templehof. Be a little bit tricky for us to succeed at that, but you know, we may get lucky. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Marcus Anderson says, "Great videos. Appreciate it, Marcuson. I almost said Marcuson because it was Marcus Anderson. My bad. Thank you, Marcus." Nick Lindbergh says, "My wife loves Breath of the Wild and is currently going through a second time. Have you had a chance to check out the expansion packs?" Yes, I've played both. Like, Nintendo could have sold me 15 DLCs for Breath of the Wild because it was such a solid game. The fact that they didn't just shows you what kind of stupid mistake the Nintendo made. It's almost like they know their game is good and they know it's very popular, but it's like it's Zelda. If you make the game good, you will sell every DLC from here to eternity. And I'm glad Nintendo made DLC Contour, and I thought the DLC was fun and worthwhile. They should have just made more. It's kind of like Mario Kart 8. What are they thinking? Like, why would you not release more DLC for that? Yeah, I don't get it. Like, Nintendo is very strange in that. But yeah, I love Breath of the Wild also. Like I said, I can't play that game enough. When they make a second one, it's just going to be a shut up and take my money type of situation. I mean, it was already that. It'll just be even more so. That we've got some enemies to take out here. Our ambush was foiled, which kind of sucks. But we did end up getting kind of what we want here, which is pulling some vampire armies within range to strike. So we will do that. And let's go ahead and fight this battle. We get to kill Manfred and Gorst. And we may have already done it with Draika, though I can't remember. Let's see, the next comment here. Let's see, ya boy Chewy says, attempt number 2 of Bows of Horror for a Dryad unit. I will try to remember that. When I'm reading these on a turn-in, sometimes I forget to do it back on the map. So I'm gonna not take any more comments until I get back, so that hopefully when I look back, I'll see that one and realize, okay, I need to do that real quick. So yes, Bows of Horror. I like the name. It's a good name, by the way. Good name. Let's do this. I'm gonna stick Draika like right up in the front lines again. And we're just gonna go all in on this army. They got a White King right up front. Alright. Let's see. I'm gonna do the same thing. Spidey's on this flank because there's some Graveguard there that we could rear charge, do some good damage. And let's go ahead and do this. It's hard. Oh, we need our Glamored Waywatcher up here. The no longer really glamored, but no ill effects glamour. I think we took care of that, didn't we? Yeah, just get up here. Zote's up here. Start moving these characters up. Now let's take care of the charges. Intercept that. Go there, go there. Sometimes the AI charges are not very good from your troops, so you just want to take a little time to micromanage that. Let's go Swamp Gorst. There we go. And let's take Draika, start to get some damage done. Alright. Run the attack, get this ability so we can get our summon back quicker. I'm going to take a little bit of damage on this from our own self, but I feel like it's worth it. Should mostly just kill vampires. Let's bring our Zotes through these gaps here. Get them into the back lines. Alright, Zotes push through. And let's use our Zotes as we're going through here to drop a little bit of healing on these main fights. And speaking of, let's help out our spiders and hawks here, provide them some armor in this fight. Zotes are such an awesome unit. Really fun to use. I want to mop up as much of this as I can because we got an absolute horde of skeletons coming in behind it. Draika, can you help out here? And we've got another summon available, and our summons no longer degrade, so let's go ahead and bring this guy this way, bring these. Alright. Get up here to help out. Okay, we're mulching through this flank over here. Dryads are going to intercept Manfred's skeleton spam. Gorse must really be able to put some serious healing in, because I don't know how he's alive back here. He is swamped by some very damaging units. Speaking of very damaging, rest in pieces, vampires. We gotta see this. That's gonna be a few kills. Alright, so we mostly ended up tearing up vampire leadership there. Let's get on Manfred. Pin him down. And all these units can now get free. Swing over here. Look at these dryads and tree man holding down like this whole big blob. 421 kills on Draika. Oh, it's beautiful. Makes me want to cry some tears of joy. Alright, enemy leaders down. Check. Hawks, if you would be so kind as to go get on Manfred, please. Swing over here. The Hawks are going to cause nice AP damage. And there we go. That's going to be it. Fun fight once again. Good opportunities to put our units to use that suits them well. It's in this battle. Okay, I'm not going to forget to name a unit the Bows of Horror. I cannot read another comment until I name a unit the Bows of Horror. I'm going to do it here, ya boy Chewy. So, hang tight. I'm going to get it for you. Yeah, these forest units are pretty cool. They're a little squishy, but man, they can deal out some pretty serious damage, especially with the Zotes supporting them, where the Zotes can give them healing and armor if needed. It's a pretty cool combo, like little 1-2 punch there. I'm going to take the unit replenishment because we need some. Speaking of, just kind of curious real quick, look at that. 43,782 damage from Draika. Probably most of it coming from that spell. Oof. Beautiful. Alright, let's replenish units. Picked up an opal amulet, that'll be useful. It's a nice piece of equipment. Alright, Draika cleaned out the vampires who thought that they would mount some type of pathetic counterattack here. So, well done, Manfred. Good showing. Can you all sense the sarcasm in my voice? It was intended. I don't know why it wouldn't be intended, but yeah, it was very intended. We got Roots of Woe here, which depletes ammunition. Won't do us any good against the vampires, but it does give Draika more weapon strength and charge bonus. That is interesting. Shifting Woods. We get a higher ambush chance success, and we cause fear and terror when ambushing in forest. And then we get this ability, a Befuddlement of Mischiefs. Hex, where we target the ground or an enemy. It affects all enemies in a 100-meter range. They can't move. Ooh. Man, yeah, that's... What is this here? Mantra of the Fallen? Roused to Wrath summons another Dryad summon? And then ability gains additional charge and infinite range? What? What? So we get 3 Dryad summons and infinite range. Ah! Oh, beautiful. We got some good stuff then. So I got to spend 2 skill points in order to get that. Places the Glamored passive ability with Insidious Glamour. Ooh, boy. Well, that makes the use... But that only affects her army. We are going to need Wood Elf units to fight certain factions. That's a fact. So we could, like, swap out Dryads for Wood Elf units at some point. I know some people want me to have this be an all-tree army, and I like that. Don't get me wrong. I like that. I'm going to start with the net. I mean, how can you go wrong with the net and extra ambush chance? That doesn't feel like we're risking much, if anything. Yeah, I mean, I would like to mix this army up a little bit, especially since, like, you do all that work you know, it's like Draika is going to impose her will on these Wood Elves, and there's nothing they can do about it. I think it sounds kind of cool. I don't really think it's lore-breaking, since she hates those. Like, it's kind of like, oh no, look, she's got the magic to make them do what she wishes. Let's upgrade our Azray Armory. Cause like Blade Slingers, and I want to use some of these units. Maybe I'll just do it in another army, but I don't... The Glamored thing becomes an issue in the other armies, I think, unless they all have some ability like that, but I doubt it. Okay. Let's end the turn here. A rebellion? Oh no, whatever shall we do? The vampires are rising up. I forgot the Boughs of Horror. Piece of crap. I'm gonna get it, you boy. Hang on. Roland Bruning says, you should be able to have something extra to defend your towns with only one army. The AI can go around. Yeah, I agree. With the Wood Elves especially, I don't think you should be able to get extra garrison in your outposts. Because then that would just be game breaking to like be able to make outposts really cheap and easy and then also have them be extremely defensible. I don't think that that makes sense. What I do think makes sense is that you should be able to defend your heathlands better. So like just have an option where the player can pay some extra upkeep per turn, or just a one-time cost, whatever it is, to add something to only the heathlands, to where the heathlands get an improved garrison, to where it's more like a it doesn't have to be as strong as like the Griffin would, but stronger, right? Stronger. That's all I'm asking for. Something that gives you a chance to defend against larger armies and stuff like that. That's all I want from that situation, and I think it would be good. It's not broken as it is, but it does eventually force the player to just give up on the heathlands after you heal the forest. And I get that you don't need to take care of the heathlands after you heal the forest. I understand that. Some people are like, well, Air, you don't have to. Yeah, I know. But it's weird, right? Like, my whole mantra is to take care of the forest as the Wood Elves, and you're saying, hey, just abandon that forest stuff, I don't need it anymore. Like, it doesn't jive for me. Like, it's a little bit funny. Like, it doesn't fit, if that's the right way to say that. Like, I don't know, it doesn't make sense. So, I feel like it should definitely be something else in order to fit better. I do have access to the Enigmas of Gairan. I'm going to put them in this army. I think we can do it right now. Yeah, let's put the Enigmas of Gairan in here, and then we might as well hunt one of these Dryads and put the Wraiths of the Frozen Hearts in here. Alright. There we go. Got an ambush set. I want to see if I can lure the vampires back up here yet again. I am going to have to attack their castles, and I will. I will. This armor piercing could be good. And then what is the aspect of Birch is going to take away some of my physical resistance, which does suck. What are we at? 20%? You have decent armor though on the Dryads, so I don't think it would kill them to lose the physical resistance. They only need the armor piercing, though, when going against certain vampire units, though.
Such a thing is impossible.
Flop them to aspect of the Birch. I'm gonna flip a couple more of these to aspect of the Birch. I'll kind of keep a mixture here. That way I've got a little bit of flexibility in how I can run the infantry engagements. Should I get to... Oh, let's get the name in here again before I once again forget. Let's see. So we got the Boughs of Horror. There we go. I got it for you. Told you to hang tight there, and we get it. Ace Finelli says, loving this campaign. You're doing a great job with Draika and her wild wire wood of woe. Bring Sylvania to a bloom. Yeah, we will. We're going to reforest Sylvania. I am a little bit disappointed in this DLC that they did not make... Like, you get to heal a forest, which is cool. It's okay. It's not bad. I'm not arguing with the heal the forest thing. It's pretty neat. I really wish they would have made it to where you could expand the forest through a, like, corruption type mechanic. It's not corruption, obviously. You're spreading the forest. Like, you should be able to spread the forest and make it more habitable, eventually being able to populate some of these settlements if you so desire, or you can make an outpost if the settlement is not, you know, in a wooded enough area to actually be some kind of settlement, right? I think that would have been better, in my opinion, to have that. And I would have loved to have seen that, but we didn't. So it is what it is. We do get to get some updates to the Forge of Daith mechanic, though, and I'm curious to see what those will be. Okay, let's get some more comments here. Mr. Scene says the woe, except woe is spelled W-O-A-H. Yeah, so the Wargroves of Woe. Let's see, Ardek says, here's just one man's opinion. I love the fact that there's more content on your channel lately, so a couple of campaigns running concurrently at 25 to 30 minutes apiece, posting multiple times a week is perfect. Watching a shorter video while eating lunch is becoming a bit of a ritual. Let's see what else it says here. Plus, I think it'd be great to have a scheduled live stream campaign once a week. One that's based on custom objectives, could be shorter overall, but post in larger chunks as an alternative to doing long-form cinematic campaigns. That's a good idea. It's a good idea. So he says, and considering how full the other aspects of your life are, I don't think I could reasonably ask for anything more. Be very thankful for the above the level of content, as I'm already grateful for the entertainment you provide. If folks need more Total War content in their lives, it's not as if there's not a plethora of other content creators out there. Also, I'd like to keep the Great Hawks around in the right situations. That seem to be pretty handy. Yeah, they are a good support unit in the right situations, for sure. Especially considering that we don't have archers in this army. The vampires did not fall for our ambush, unfortunately. It's because they're busy building up new armies. I think I'm going to go force a battle on the open field down here and see if we can kill all these units in one go. Because we can attack these units outside the settlement. They may flee. Good, they did not. Alright, so we can pull them all out onto the battlefield and kill them on open ground without having to siege. Ardek, well, first of all, I appreciate the feedback. It's useful. And I also don't intend to immediately change the way that I'm doing these recordings, because at the moment they work. And they work good for me, and it fits into my schedule a lot better and allows me to make more content. I may still choose to take a weekend off like I did this weekend, even though I don't like it, and I'm like, oh man, I want to be recording. I'm trying to force balance to myself, right? Even I'm not struggling with it emotionally. It's not taking time away from my family per se. I'm just trying to enforce balance for myself in life, right? Even though I don't want to, I want to be recording. So I'm trying to make sure that I balance myself well. But this format allows me to just really pump out a lot of content for you all. Now, one of the things I am going to change now that the build is out, I am going to bring back my live streams and try to do those twice weekly. I may do campaign on them sometimes, but for a little while, at least on the live streams, I'm going to focus on multiplayer since we have a lot of changes to multiplayer that came in the last patch. So do look for some streams this week where I play some multiplayer battles with you all in a live stream. So, like I said, keep an eye out for that. We will be doing it here very soon. Alright. Anyway, once again, Ardek, appreciate all the support you give the channel. You've been around for a long time. You've helped out many times and in many ways, and so appreciate the comment. Those kind of comments are very helpful. Gives me some thoughts on your mind. I may not be able to implement what you say in the comment every time, but it certainly gives me an idea and lets me think about, some of the things that I could do to better suit the content for the people who are watching and make it good. Okay, let's get the spiders in behind all this. Should be a very quick and decisive destruction of these initial forces here, and then we'll reset to take out the forces coming in the next wave. The vampires are using up all their winds of magic here too, which is quite helpful for me. We got a Strigoi moving in. Let's get our... Let's move these units around, see if we can intercept these knights. Or even the Strigoi. We'll figure it out. What do we got here? Master Necromancer. Well, Strigoi is headed straight into that fight. He's not going to have any luck in that fight. It will be a poor fight for him at best. They should have intercepted my Zotes, so that was a mistake for them to pile into that fight. Alright. Let's pump that up. Let's bring these guys up. We're about to crunch through over here. And let's see. This looks like a great place for a Pit of Shades. Trap all these units over here. Alright, these units can move up. Alright, some of my Hawks got a little bit trashed here. Alright, that Pit of Shades was somewhat brutal. Alright, we've got to unblob a little here, though. Alright. Drika. Send some more units up here to help out. Spiders, chomp those down. See if we can get our Hawks back up in the air. Send in a tree man to support this direction. Let's break some of these units free. Drika can handle herself in this fight, I think, up against the Vampire Lord. Especially if we enfeeble him. And once again, we got a great opportunity for a Pit of Shades here. I'd like to overcast it. Let's put a heal here. And see if we can keep our Zotes in the fight a little bit longer. Let's bring our Eagles and see if we can rear charge this. Our Zotes are getting a little overwhelmed. They've got a lot working against them. Let's bring this tree man around. Click some orders back up into here. Alright, Drika killed the Vampire Lord. Let's lock everything in place. Maybe run a rear charge real quick right here. I don't know, just like pump up some of these units a little. Tree man around. Man, Drika just got hurt bad by something. I don't know what it was. She was healthier than that a minute ago. I'm gonna let that Pit of Shades kind of... I may have just killed my own Hawks. Bit of a mistake there. But one way or the other, we've gotten some solid damage done here. Come on, push forward, units. Push up. Get in this fight. Push in here. Get up in there. Yeah, both my Hawk units have taken some pretty extreme damage. No, 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 not that unit. You get in there. Hawk units, let's try and steer clear. Taking some damage on some of our Dryads. Do some more damage here, see if we can get a chain route started. That certainly hurt. Certainly hurt the vampires. Alright, that's gonna do it. Alright, so we took a little damage, but I'll definitely take this fight any day of the week. We mostly just took damage to our Dryads, honestly, and some of the squishier units. No damage to our tankier units there. We got a ton of kills, so only 100 losses, and we killed thousands of vampires there. I think for the cost of one Hawk unit. We may not get that Hawk unit back. It may have died while it was attempting to flee. What a job by those Zotes, though. I mean, they held up a lot of vampire cavalry and Karen Wraiths and all kinds of stuff. Allowed Drika to drop an absolute nuke on those units with her magic, and then get her summons out there. Summons are playing a big role. I mean, look at the damage there. 50,000, and for 7,000 gold value damage on Drika. That is absolutely just brutal what they're pulling out there. Like, no other unit is getting anywhere near what Drika is dealing out. I am going to take the replenishment because we need it. We did lose the Hawk unit. We'll have to get it back. That should have cleared out Castle Drakenhof significantly here. And hopefully allow us just an auto-resolve. Yeah, auto-resolve that. We did not lose any other units, which is a miracle in and of itself. And we can now occupy Castle Drakenhof or raise it to the ground for 26,000 gold. Occupy it. See what it's like to occupy it. Or do I? Or do I? Ooh, boy, that is just so much pretty gold. Ooh, yeah, I mean, that is... Ooh. I'm just going to occupy it, and then what we will do is... we will abandon it later, because keeping it up likely won't make it... Well, I don't know, we can have a trade resource here. It gives us a little income. That's actually kind of nice. It's not a ton. It's not a ton, but it's something. And it's kind of nice. Let's definitely hold on to that for now. That'll be useful. I think we can afford a second army because of all the money we're going to be making off the battles here. We do need to wreck Cragmere, and Cragmere is part of the Forest of Gloom, which would be nice for us to retake. Anyway, I'm out of time for this one. I do hope y'all enjoyed it. I'll be back with some more action soon in Total War Warhammer 2. Like I said, keep an eye out for those streams coming up later this week. And all the content, there will be a lot of content flowing your way, as per usual. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I will see you soon.